Alright guys, if you've ever ran one of these GT5s for a longer period of time, you've maybe experienced this issue where the steering doesn't want to recenter on the actual truck itself. And I've had this happen to a couple GT5 remotes now, and it seems to be linked to the actual remote itself. I have like 6 or 7 different vehicles linked to this particular one, and when I let go of it, the steering doesn't quite go back to center. It's a little bit off, and then if I start turning it like left, it'll kind of catch up for a second. And if you've had this over time, it gets worse. You probably experienced it. So I'm going to take this one apart to see if I can try to fix it, rather than having to buy a new one of these remotes every year or so. Let's see what we can get into on this. So this was actually super easy to take apart. It's literally just a bunch of the little screws with rubber grommets covering them. They're all on the back side. There's 2 of them underneath that rubber handle cover that you got to take apart. Once you get that apart, you can kind of see inside of there. Let's see if I can get good light on that. There's a little tiny hole that when you turn the steering wheel kind of opens up. Hard to see, but I'm going to try getting down in there and see if we can get some dielectric grease into that, because it looks like all this does when you turn the steering wheel is it just kind of picks up an arm. You can just barely see it in the back there, but it just picks up an arm depending which way you're turning from a different point. And then it has obviously some sort of tensiometer or something in here that reads that. So I'm going to put some dielectric grease in there and see how that does. All right, so I got it back together. It's just held on by the battery tray because I'm still testing it. But from what I can tell, first, everything's working. You know, nothing changed on the motor side, but it seems to be pretty darn good. Nice and smooth. And a lot of times the way you can tell these are going bad is if you have it turned one way and you let go, it kind of doesn't go back to center, and then you have to start turning it the other way a bit. But this, it looks pretty spot on. Like I said, you mostly notice it down at the low end, and boy, it seems good. I'll have to drive it a little bit and make sure it lasts, but on first impression, it seems to be fixed, or at least, you know, extend the life of the remote a little bit. So, see how that goes.